Tanaka, you've tuned into Talk Business, and to all our viewers from the region who are joining us on Sky Pacific, welcome to the show. Coming up on the show tonight, reviving the grand old lady, we take a closer look at the GPH being restored to her former glory. An alternative form of medicine, why this young entrepreneur decided to venture out into chiropractic services here, and aspiring indigenous entrepreneurs prepare for annual symposium. That's all coming up in the next half hour. The grand old lady has stood here in the heart of the capital city for almost a century now. The magnificent colonial landmark has long been known as the crown jewel of the South Pacific. In fact, the Grand Pacific Hotel, or GPH as it's fondly called, has a history as rich as our colonial past. It's been described as the edifice that had set the standard for luxury accommodation. The Grand Pacific Hotel was built in 1914 by the Union Steamship Company as a staging point for New Zealand. They say the design of the hotel was similar to that of a luxury cruise liner, with first-class staterooms complete with saltwater bathrooms and plumbing fixtures just like those on an ocean liner. The idea was to give passengers the illusion that they had never gone ashore and were still on the ship. And as the name suggests, the hotel is as grand and has hosted famous guests like Sir Charles Kingford Smith, Somerset Maugham, and of course the royalty herself, the Queen Elizabeth II. Back in 1954, Her Royal Highness and the Duke of Edinburgh visited Fiji when it was still a colony of Great Britain. She stood right here on the balcony of the grand old lady and greeted onlookers who came to get a glimpse of her.
Sad though the royal couple must be after their strenuous day, they delight the waiting crowds with that personal...
But since the early 90s, this has been the site of the hotel. Derelict and neglected, a far cry from its glory days. The hotel has also changed hands several times, and many tried to revive it. However, much to the delight of the locals, restoration works on the GPH began 2 years ago. The Fiji National Provident Fund, in partnership with Lamana Development Limited from Papua New Guinea, began working on reviving the old lady. And it's slowly taking shape. This was the construction phase back in 2011. Slowly, it progressed in 2012 from the insides of the building to the pool area, and now it's almost complete. These were taken a few weeks back, and the grand lady is fast coming alive. While most of the construction has been a tightly kept secret, there's now confirmation that Suva's crown jewel will open its doors before the end of June. And this man here, at the helm of the hotel, is racing against time to ensure the GPH's comeback meets all expectations.
The expectation, of course, from all the Fijian is high. And we are working now on that with all my staff now the next 2 months. We train them all, and I'm sure the GPH will be one of the nicest hotels in Fiji.
The present renovation has now enlarged the GPH to a 113-room facility. In the meantime, just under 270 permanent and casual staff are being trained for the reopening. And training extends beyond the rhetoric of the tourism industry.
We train them our handbook, our lines, our do and do not. We train them the behavior in how you live, how you work, how you enter in a hotel, in a luxury hotel. And then we train them, of course, individual, department by department. We have so many departments. The hotel has 10 to 12 different departments. Each depends whether it's a city hotel or a leisure hotel.
And those joining the GPH know too well what's expected of them.
The training for me, myself, I would say it's just another step higher from what I've learned from previous hotels, and with Grand Pacific Hotel, it's just totally different. It's just another step higher. You can ask for more. It's the training is intensive, and we learn more from not only from being a florist, but from other departments, what they do.
You know, people are too busy in Suva. People, or even if they are overseas, they are too busy with businesses, meetings always. So we have tailor-made some of the treatments to actually cater for them. Sometimes they will only have half an hour to spare. We have that for you.
Eugene Dethelm has over 43 years of experience in the hospitality business. Having worked mostly in Asia, where tourism is now booming, he feels Fiji has quite a bit to learn when it comes to customer service. Our bulla smile and spirit isn't enough to make the difference between good and great service.
It is similar to Asia, smiling and a nice hospitality. Although similar to Asia, the little bit slower service, and that we want to change. Yeah? The nice, sympathetic, smiling from Fiji, maybe a little bit faster. Faster that you get faster your coffee, your Fiji water, or your bottle of wine or whatever should be a little bit faster. And that we will now train them. We will explain them that it needs to be faster. One test is we stand up and we do not speak anything for 1 minute. And then you would see how long 1 minute is, to show our staff how long a minute is, and we do not want that our guests wait so long.
And the message has sinked in among these new hopefuls.
When you're addressing someone as Mr. or Mrs. So for me personally, I really have to get used to that, and I love it. I love it because I'm so used to the big bulla, you know, saying bulla here, bulla to everybody, yes. So I actually like this change where you greet people formally.
So, what would set GPH apart from existing establishments here?
The service. With this training, I just believe that the service that Grand Pacific Hotel will offer, no other hotel in Suva will be able to match that.
Several elements of the old GPH is expected to be retained when it reopens its doors.
We'll work with history. Uniforms are older in that ages, so we will bring the good old days back. Although in the a la carte there will be a corner where we have the good old dishes like Chateaubriand, like lamb racket and so on, like people eat it in the top hotels in 1980, 1970. That also seems to me important. And then a new thing, also the Swiss bakery. That will be the talk of the town, of course. It's a really beautiful retail shop, Swiss bakery with Swiss speciality, not only, but also. Swiss bakery items like the nut torte from Engadine, the wedding cake from St. Gallen, and so on.
So will the new version of GPH recapture some of that old grandeur?
Well, I think we all like to also live and see and experience like our grandparents lived. I think that is all part of our life.
With only months till the grand opening, those behind GPH is keeping the finishing touches a closely guarded secret.
The inside looks very nice, but as you know, we do not now open the doors. The surprising factor would not be as big as when we then, by the soft opening, really open and invite all the media, all the Fijians to see it.